I love cakes. Hello and welcome to Gladys Cake Kitchen. My name is Gladys, baker and cake artist, and over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you level up your baking skills, especially if you're just a beginner who has just started on this journey of baking and decorating. So if it's your first time chancing onto this channel, hello and hi. And if you've been here from day one, I am so grateful to have you. It's a pleasure every time I get to make a video, but today's video is a different one. It's my very first sit down video, and boy, what a time it has been. It almost seems very unnatural to post a video now about a tutorial or anything, because if you've been here a little while, I have been slightly inconsistent. So I'm here to tell you the story about my inconsistency and to address some issues in the hope of connecting with you, communicating my intention, so you will get to know a little bit about the person behind the channel. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have had a good day. My day has begun well. I was actually trying to take a break from my baking schedule because I had a marathon baking weekend with a lot of stories to tell about my caking experience over the weekend. However, the exciting part was I was able to make a beautiful cake to support a business that is supporting me in my baking business journey. So I'll post a photo of the cake I made for them here. They're 3 years old. Alex and the team, hello to you guys. It's a pleasure to acquaint with you and to get to know you all. We have so much fun discussing business, strategy, and all the things you want to do to help my business. So I hope you've had a great day. Now, that shout out of the way, where have I been? If you're looking forward to a very dreary story of what my life has been and all of that, click out of this video because it's not going to be that kind of video. However, it's not lost on me that somehow I blinked and we are over the 1,000 subscriber mark. In fact, I think we are about 1,100 and still counting. And I am so grateful to have you all, because I can't imagine 1,000 people all together in one place. But having all of you support me and be here for one reason or another, it's a form of encouragement that keeps me going every day. But I also do appreciate that I haven't been here for a hot minute. So I've come here to talk to you just so that we can chit chat, and then you get to know a bit about what's been happening to me. So sit down, get a cup of tea, and let's get talking. I'll take it back to 2020 when I started this channel. But before I started this channel, I had set up my business and was hoping to grow it as predominantly a baking business, specializing in custom cakes and cake of all sorts. And I was hoping to pick up business along the way beginning 2020. I even had a market stall and had different aspirations and was looking forward to a cake shop and all the exciting things that comes with baking and decorating, and also running a business alongside that. But what happened? We know by March 2020 our world ground to a halt, and somehow we were all forced to switch off. By that time I still had a full-time job working in healthcare, so naturally I went back to healthcare. I did make a short detour somewhere working in McDonald's, but that's a story to tell another day. So I went back into my healthcare job and kept that going. But the intention to start YouTube came at a very, very difficult time. A time where I couldn't have thought YouTube was even possible for me, because not only did I not have the skill, I didn't know what I was doing, didn't have any idea about what exactly I would be doing on YouTube, and more so how, because I didn't know anything about camera equipment, gear, and anything of that sort, especially if I wanted to take it seriously and run it as a business. However, in that challenging time, I began to find out very quickly that with COVID having happened and all businesses going down and some grinding to a halt, it was a perfect opportunity that informed me that I needed to perhaps diversify my skill. While I love baking and decorating, I also knew it was going to be a tall task running it properly during COVID, because I was primarily a wedding and custom cake maker. So in 2020, nobody was going out. People were not meeting. So no one was actually buying cakes. So I found myself in a little bit of a crisis. However, I dusted myself up and challenged myself to see if I could diversify my skill and end up on YouTube, in the hope of just creating tutorials to teach other people who wanted to know about cake making. The intention to start YouTube was also supported by the fact that I was primarily a self-taught baker who had used the resources of YouTube to teach myself how to bake, and that was long before I took any baking class. So I also identified that there was a place on YouTube where there were videos I longed to see that I didn't get to have over there. So if I could bring that sort of experience onto YouTube, it would be a great thing for anyone who was starting their journey to learn from. So I remember the very first time a friend of mine sat me down to teach me to use the software that I use to edit now, and also to teach me how to use general camera gear. He even took some time out to come and film some videos with me. I say all that to say in 2020, I had time on my hands. I was challenged to start something new. It was a different season of my life, and despite the difficulties that were milling in my life, I challenged myself, and here we are. I developed over time, building my skill gradually. So much of my inconsistencies then was based on the simple fact that I didn't have the skill to produce the videos. I had an offshore editor who I'll send the videos to, but there were quite some challenges that came along with that. Juggling a YouTube channel with my business at the time wasn't the most taxing. The most taxing was actually my very difficult personal circumstances that was taking a grip over my life. By May 2022 this year, I made the decision to transition to building my business and to leave the full-time job behind. The idea I had to building the business and taking things slow whilst also being a mom to a 5-year-old wasn't exactly what I thought. I thought having left a full-time job, I'd have all the time in the world to figure out what to do with my life and myself, and also to create more videos. In fact, I had anticipated I'd create 3 videos. Can you imagine 3 videos for all of you? Well, we all know how that happened. That never happened, because here we are. I'm giving you a long-winded reason as to why I haven't been here, but it hasn't been that at all. When I made the decision to transition to a full-time cake business, I had also made some investment into my business to help me grow, and I didn't anticipate that things would pick up quickly. So suddenly the orders came in very quickly, thick and fast, and then I found myself baking, decorating all week, and also tending to a 5-year-old. So it left me little to no time with making YouTube videos. So filming the videos in themselves is not as bad, because the content of the video is the cakes that I make. It is the editing aspect of it that has taken more time from me, because I film and edit my videos myself, and over time making cakes, filming and looking after my son and doing all sorts of things in between has kind of robbed me the time to edit. So generally that is what has kept me a little bit away from the channel. I also even tried to substitute by creating some short videos to keep you engaged, which was great, but traditionally I just wanted to be able to create long form content to inform you about cakes, because it is something I am very, very passionate about, and I hope that if you chance onto this channel, every video you will see will be an avenue for you to learn something new and to perhaps encourage yourself to grow your skill as you go along. One thing that's for sure though, I am here to stay on YouTube, and I'm going to try my best and produce a video as best as I can. I hope I will be able to come here to be able to talk more about cakes in a way that you are well informed. Whilst I like the tutorials which are straight, get into and informative, there are aspects of tutorials that does not do justice to the explaining aspect. So I am hoping over time these sit down videos will be able to bring some context to some of the subjects I discuss in tutorials, so that we can break those down and be able to learn a lot from it, from how to fill a cake, flowers on a cake, to using cake boards, cake circles, and a few other confusing things. So if you like that sort of video and you're watching this one, leave a comment and make a suggestion for the next video of something you would like for me to talk about, and I'll be pleased to do that. Amy, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Amy has been one great support, leaving comments, and in fact she made me a video on my 1,000 subscriber mark. So Amy, this is your shot. I am so grateful to have you for the laughter, for the wisdom, and just being there for each other discussing YouTube. And someone was leaving a comment to me about ganache. Lady, I haven't forgotten about you. I've been MIA on YouTube, but you were so kind in the comment you left, suggesting that somehow my idea had helped you. I think you're too kind in the comment you left about that, because it was your idea and your openness to discuss the challenges you were having with ganache that had helped us to find a solution. So if you wanting to know what I'm talking about ganache. I have dreams to create a ganache masterclass free of charge for you to learn from, but then again, time. So if you would like to see me create a ganache masterclass to teach you, tell me what your problems are concerning ganache. I know there are a lot of tutorials here, but yet I find in caking groups there are people still asking questions about ganache, the use of ganache, and all things in between. So if there's something specifically about ganache you want to know about, leave a comment down in the comment section and I'll make an effort to answer you. Or if it requires creating a new video, I will do exactly that for you. So I hope you have heard a bit about me, got to see the face behind the channel, the person who never shows her face or never shows much of herself over here. It is a pleasure to be here to talk to you about cakes. Oh, I love cakes. Having said that, we are 1,000 subscribers and over. In fact, 1,100 and counting. Every single one of you, you are making my dreams come true. The challenge of taking on something new and watch it grow is something that has been very inspirational and aspirational in itself. So if you've been here since the very first video and you've come along the way somehow and you even new watching this channel, thank you for your support. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? I'm getting upset with you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified of videos like this and more. There are tutorials here for you to learn from. I will put a playlist for you as a complete beginner to go to have a look and learn from those, because actually, fun fact, I started my journey here on YouTube, learning YouTube. I used YouTube to teach me YouTube, and YouTube was my resource to starting my cake business. So I started watching YouTube videos and learned from YouTube before I took my first cake class. So as I've referenced earlier, the intention to be on YouTube is to bring perspective and detailed videos on the videos I never got to see myself. But I also consume YouTube a lot, and I have recently found a channel that does brilliant in breaking down the science of baking and explaining it in a way that I would love to, but I don't have a PhD in science. So I will link it here. If you're interested in baking and you want to have like basic understanding to the processes of baking and decorating, including all sorts of buttercream, that lady is amazing. She's a scientist, holds a PhD in biology, I believe, and she does a great job of making baking very, very beginner friendly. So I'll link it down here and thank me later. Having said that, cheers to 1,000 subscribers. I want to make a video to mark the 1,000 subscribers. However, I do not just want to create a video for creating sake. So if you have any suggestions for a video you would want me to create, leave it down in the comment section. And that's a lot of rambling for today. I'll be out now and I will see you in my next video. Peace.